Hi everybody, it's Friday and it's Belinda from Belinda's Book Nook and I'm here for my Friday reads. I got my Valentine's theme going on here for us and a little message to everybody to love more. I wanted to update you guys on my reading, but I also thought, why not share how how bad I am with keeping up with technology. I know I'll try to be brief because this always turns out to be long. And the ones, for all of you that do stick here and watch me through to the end and even comment, I mean, bless you, because I would be like, on to the next. I know that's not a very good thing to say, but I was going to tell you that I used to have an Instagram account many years ago. And then I decided it just was sucking the energy out of me. I didn't want it anymore. So I stopped doing it. And then I joined, like I got the Litzy app, and it was kind of like supposed to be like the Bookstagram, you know, like a Bookstagram, like a Instagram for book lovers. And it was very visual. And I tried that for a while, but I just couldn't really get into I didn't feel connected to the community. And I just felt like it was like always disconnected feeling. And then one time, Dee Dee from Brown Girl Reading, that I always talk about, she was like, you need to get back on Instagram. She's so good. There's lots on there. So I signed up, and I tell you, I've been on there, I don't know, maybe it's a year now. I don't know if it's even a year, but it's so different than before. So in my defense, I have been away for a while. So there's all these things that you can do on it that you couldn't do before. So for hashtag Read So Lit, every year, Dee Dee from a Brown Girl Reading channel, she does, for Black History Month, a hashtag Read So Lit read along. She's done different things for different years. It's just always, everybody looks forward to it, you know. So this year she decided she was going to do a roll on Instagram. And so she asked me, and I said yes. And I'm trying to do things that I don't normally do and kind of stretch myself so I can grow. So I'm like, sure, I can do it. And then that's what my mouth said. And then my head was like, you don't even know what she's talking about. So I had all this time to figure it out. I tried. Finally, I think I solicited the help from my sister-in-law to help me. And she gave me, like, walked me through what it is to create a story, and which is basically like a little video, you know. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this thing. The day comes I'm supposed to do it, which was yesterday. And I have the video ready and a post, because she also has a photo challenge, which I'm loving. And I put it up, and then I text Dee Dee and I said, Did you see it? Did it work? And she's like, there's no sound. I'm like, my whole body goes hot. I'm like, oh my God, people are seeing it, and my mouth is moving and there's nothing coming out. And I realized at that point, I never asked my sister-in-law, how do you delete these things? How do I, so I'm clicking through trying to figure out how to delete it. And I'm like, I'll fix it. So I delete it. Then I take and put the movie up again. And this time, the reason why it was muted is because I muted it. I didn't want to hear myself talking while I was adding hashtags to it. And so apparently when you put it up and you've muted it, it doesn't do sound. That's what I'm thinking would happen. Don't ask me, because I'm really still not an expert. So I was very happy to have that done yesterday. It was like I felt my whole body go. And I'm like, God, does that mean I'm old? Or am I just so out of touch with technology that it gets me anxious? Now, I tried to look at the bright side later. I said, it was a moment of growth. Belinda, you learned something new that you didn't do before, and it turned out all right. So yeah, that was my Instagram drama yesterday. And I have to say, anybody that's been on this channel, I would love to have like intro music, transitions. I would love to do right over here and have like the book appear over here sometimes if I don't have it, or if I want to talk about something that's coming up. Don't know how to do it. And so that's why you get me running in here and getting up from my chair. It's kind of just boop, record, done, and put it up there. So that's the best that I can do. And the times that I've ever tried to edit it, it was like, trying to cut a little something out. It does look choppy. I don't have that. I need to probably learn. So that might be another thing this year I will learn, but who knows? But that was my drama that took up so much time. My reading. Okay. So, oh my God, do I not have the book here? Okay. So I have several books and I don't have all the books here. I just realized when I looked down here and it's not good. So for my February, I have A More Perfect Union. That's the one by Tammy Huff. And that's the one I'm reading for #ReadSoLit, the read along. And I don't seem to have it here to show the book. I finished it. I couldn't stop reading. And I had a little insomnia. So insomnia is sometimes really my friend when it comes to books, because I just turn to a book to read because my mind is spinning and I'm like, oh, this helps me. I couldn't stop the story. I will do definitely a review of the book, a separate one, but I really enjoyed it. It just kept me very interested. And I would love to pick the brain of the author to find out about her process of creating and recreating the story about her great-grandparents, and how much liberty did she take in terms of adding in, fiction, and where, how much of it is true or factual, things like that. So, and I'm very curious, maybe she'll come and do like a, I always keep my eyes peeled for author talks. So maybe I'll see that if she does talk about it, because it would be very interesting. And I'll just even look through here on Instagram. Now, see, I was talking about Instagram on YouTube to find out if there's a video with her. The other book that I have, okay, there's 2 books that are on here. Am I doing a video or not? Because why are the books that I'm reading really right now not here? So the next book that I have is Just As I Am by Cicely Tyson. And I started that last time we talked on Friday, and then I stopped and I kind of switched gears or the order of things. So I finished now A More Perfect Union, and I started yesterday James Baldwin, and I'm going to finish this today. So it'll be 2 sittings to read this, which most probably could read it in their lunch break because they don't read as slow as I do. But it's getting more flags in it. There's like all these little things. I'm like, what I am noticing, which I think I'm going to in all of his books, is just how relevant it is, the things that he says, and many of the things still true today. So, I'm almost done with this one. And then what I think I'm going to do this weekend is jump hard into Cicely Tyson's book, so I can get that one done. And the other one that I wanted to try to, I don't know, cast. I think just like Alba said, I might have bitten off more than I could chew trying to put it in with all these books. I haven't started to know if it's going to be a fast pace, but I'm definitely thinking this one will be. So I definitely want to get to this one. And I have a little secret book, and that one I was on pause as well. So I will probably crank this up. I'll finish this. I'll crank this up, and I'm going to do the secret book. And then if cast doesn't happen, it's okay. I know I want to be able to dedicate time to it, so that's quite all right. But oops, cover's coming off. Isn't the cover so pretty on this one? It's so pretty. I love covers that have like that's the fire floating through her hair, but the buildings and the people. There's just so much in it. It's so neat. I think that we should one day do like a tag. We always talk about cover love, but talk about the actual artists. Just like people don't really talk about and do a lot of videos about the translators who, listen, they're writing a book. Even if they're just translating, they are recreating the story in another language and figuring out how to give it the same kind of meaning and feeling. They need to have their name very prominent. As do, I think, the people that do the covers of the book and the people that write this. I didn't know until years back that this is not the author that writes these. So these are the 2 people that are getting you in there, right? Because you're like, whoa, you look at the cover and then you see the back and you read it, and they knew. Sometimes these aren't good either. Sometimes they are total miss of the book. They get you to buy the book, but they aren't really it. But oftentimes they're very good at encapsulating and enticing you to purchase. So, and I am a purchaser, so there's my stuff. I hope you all have a nice Valentine's Day, whether you celebrate it or not. Just, spread love, love more. Um, I'm looking forward to, spending time with my husband and my kids, and they have next week off for vacation, so that should be fun. We're trying to figure out what things we can do here at home. I love board games too, so maybe we'll pull some of those out, and just hang out. I think that's probably going to be our big thing, just hanging out, kind of like we've been doing for the last year, right? Anyway, be safe, everybody. Read your books. Let me know what you're reading. My ear's itching me. I've been rubbing it the whole time. I'm sorry and apologize. And if you didn't notice, now you do know. Have a great weekend. Wash your hands, wear your mask, and I will see you next week. Bye.